Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. It is Wednesday, and yes, she is back. The one you asked for, the one you want, Anna Kelly. How you doing, Anna?
I'm doing great. I think there's a song in there somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. It just came to me. It's fun. I really have no idea what I'm going to say before I do it, but hopefully you enjoyed it.
I did. Thank you.
There you go. Well, hey, one of the things I thought you and I should talk about is iBuyers. We can talk about iBuyers in general, the business model. And then obviously, I think we talk at least a little bit about Zillow because they've been in the news the last 48 hours about stopping buying because lo and behold, they bought more than they could chew on. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So why don't we talk about iBuyers first, and then we'll break down what I think is going on at Zillow. So what do you think about the iBuyer idea, if you will?
Yeah, I just was reading this exact article today talking about Zillow, I think having 4,000 houses more than what they can sell right now.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. We're going to stop buying for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And it didn't surprise me. A lot of people that have been in real estate for a really long time, when Zillow and Open Door and others started really buying up houses, the question was, how are they really going to make a profit? Because they're competing against retail buyers in a buyer's market. It's a seller's market for the most part. So they're competing with other people that are willing to, pay retail. They're going to have to kind of pay this top dollar and at least the number they're showing as a Zestimate, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then they're going to have to be able to do something to that property to make it nicer to sell it for a profit. And as many properties as they were buying from different things that I've seen, write-ups, is they were buying a lot of houses that didn't need significant work, but if they put in, new carpet and paint, they could turn it around and hope they could make a small profit. Well, when you're in this kind of market, it's hard to get the deals at a good enough price point that you can then resell them. Yeah. And especially the deals in the price ranges that they're buying, you've got first-time home buyers on the other end who want 6% towards their closing costs. They want changes through the inspection report, and Zillow isn't touching all the inspection items, It didn't seem like it would be a profitable business model, but most of the people, when they started doing it that I was talking to, are saying, they're just hoping to just get in the game and start becoming kind of that go-to home buyer. And they may have to take some losses before their business model really starts to profit. And my understanding is those losses have been pretty big.
Yeah. So I've actually read their financials. I started reading Zillow's financials about a year ago. And on average, again, they only can report full transactions, right? That's the buy and the sell. Otherwise, it's kind of like in inventory. But they're losing on average $40,000 a house. Now,
crazy.
Now, when you're an accountant and you can peel apart an income statement, you realize that they have these other fees that are probably offsetting some of that.
Yes.
When you do the back in, back out, they're still losing money. It's not 40 grand. It's probably 12 to 18 grand, but still a loss is a loss. And then it's kind of like the .com era, right? Where they would ship a $10 item wrapped in a $100 bill, right? We're going to make it up in volume. No, you don't make up losses in volume. It's just a recipe for disaster. So one of the things that I knew for a long time is this business model. There's two things I want to say here. One is, the easiest thing to do in our business is buy. Anybody can buy. Anybody watching this can pull up anything on the MLS and buy something. The buy is not hard. Buying a good or great deal is hard, right?
Right.
I say 98, 99% of anything listed is bad or average. That's
right.
You make your money by doing good or great. And again, Zillow is a public company. Zillow has teams, and I manage teams, specifically sales side. I guarantee you, they had one team, one VP leading the buy side or acquisitions. And then they had one team kind of managing the work in process. And then they had a third team managing the sales. Guess which team I wanted to be on? I want to be on the buy side because their metrics were likely, hey, how many units can we close? What's the turnaround time? Easy. It's easy to buy. And that team was, I bet you they got bonuses and they were doing trips to Hawaii. And they were doing all kinds of stuff. These people doing this work in process were getting slammed. Think about it. Paint is on back order. Windows are on back order. Roofing.
Yes.
There are people that can't finish kitchens because they got the lowers, but not the uppers.
Yes.
And then
I've experienced all of this. And you've got price increases on all the supply.
yeah.
And so even whatever their estimates were on repair costs, I'm sure that they were way over budget on everything.
Oh,
and
everything.
$20,000 loss per property, that's half of what you said their financials were.
Yeah.
4,000 properties that they have in the pipeline that they can't deal with that. That's $80 million in losses just for what's in the pipeline. So I know they've been raising, 500 million, 700 million from, private investors trying to get, money to buy these things. But if you're losing $80 million on 4,000 houses and you've got a lot more than that you've done this year.
Oh, that's not good.
Not good. How can they stay in it? I just don't know.
Oh, they can't. And then here's the last point. I've been talking to a couple of my experts like Omar on Tuesday and Ty on Wednesday. These guys are generally speaking flippers first, and they hold a few.
Yeah.
We had conversations as early as January going, this is the best time ever to flip. If you can do a lipstick flip now, it's the best time, biggest margins, all that stuff. And again, Zillow lost money in that environment. I mean, I can't believe it.
Yeah. It's interesting. I'm not in the flipping business anymore. I have flipped quite a few properties, in my history, and I've talked to a lot of people that are in it. That has not been the case for a lot of people that I know that are high volume flippers. They are not making great money right now. Before the recession, the average flip for professional home flipping companies, the net profit was $15,000 per flip. Yeah. After you pay all your overhead, your employees, et cetera.
True bottom line. Yep.
True bottom line, $15,000 a flip, which isn't that much money. So yes, I think before the supply chain issues really hit, I would suspect that they could be pretty profitable because they can sell them for top dollar without as much work going into them.
Yep.
But the people that I know, at least in my region in Pennsylvania, the Northeast, they are not, they're kind of moving to more of a turnkey rental model. Let's buy it, let's fix it up just a little, put a renter in it, and then sell it turnkey for retail. But
I did that 58 times. Slumlord to pride of ownership rental. That's what I called the program. It's I got my last triplex being sold this Friday. So yeah, it's get creative. So yeah, I think Zillow is done. And the other thing is, again, I have friends across the country, right? And I think Open Door is big in Arizona. And not only are they doing the same thing, right? It's easy to buy, but their remodels were always bad. But now they're cutting so many corners, they're horrible. And you can actually walk. One person that I follow sent me a couple of videos, and he goes, "Guess which one's Open Door?" You just could tell, right? It's like, are you having an 8th grader put this together? Because like the corners weren't connected, and it's like, oh my God, I can't.
Yes, we're seeing that even with a lot of flips here, and they're actually selling for a lot of money, even though they're not doing a good job, which is really unfortunate for the buyers. But when the iBuyers don't have boots on the ground that are constantly doing this, it becomes not very profitable. Now, maybe, they hang on for the long term, and when it becomes a buyer's market, they scoop a bunch up. But I think they can only bleed money for so long before they say, okay, that was a nice experiment, we're out.
No, they've got to be done. I mean, you could borrow a lot of money from Wall Street, but again, losing, let's just say it's 15 grand a house. That's not what you're in the business for, right? Eventually, your customers, your stockholders are going to revolt and stop lending you money, right? So crazy stuff. And again, I think the easiest time to be a buyer is in a market that's like this. If we go into a market like this, done.
Yeah.
Right. And let alone a market like that. Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And once mortgage rates change and they start to increase, we're already seeing applications pull back every time rates go up a little bit, even though they're super low, still it does kind of, for the first time home buyer and, average middle-class America, it kind of spooks them into going, maybe we'll just stay put.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's going to be very interesting. So again, I don't fear iBuyers. I think they were always destined to, I couldn't say it any better. They were the .com experiment, right? It's one of those good ideas. We're going to use artificial intelligence to buy housing, and we're going to do it from Seattle and buy in Arizona. And like, you have no boots on the ground. Yeah. This is one of those ideas you cook up in a room that sounds great, and you're like, it's going to lose a lot of money.
Yeah.
They're going to go away. So this is a lot of fun conversation. So Anna, how can people follow you and be part of your world?
Great. You can find me on social media at Anna REI Mom Kelly, and you can follow me at greaterpurposecapital.com if you're interested in accredited investor investing in apartment buildings where we make a meaningful impact on our residents.
Yes, do yourself a favor, folks. Go check out that website. And of course, follow Anna on Facebook and Instagram and all those things. She's with us every week. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.